Hey, hello everyone. We are excited, as you can see, to be
Yes.
back on this set of Talk with the Missus.
Yes.
Yes. I think the last episode, we had a rebroadcast, which is
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, because we were engaged in a European conference. So we couldn't be here live, but we are excited and glad to be here, and we're sure that this episode is going to be a real blessing.
Amen.
I'd like to welcome those of you who are already here. There's some of you were already waiting before we even came on live, and we just want to appreciate you. You are wonderful. You are the stars of the day.
Yay.
Yes. So thank you for being here. Would
Thank
you
you.
help us to share and invite someone to be part of what we will be discussing today? It's going to be a real wonderful time of conversation, of impact, just as Talk with the Missus always is. So I'm going to get into the sharing business myself.
Yes.
And then I'm going to let the Missus take it away.
Yes. All right. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello. Thank you for being with us here on Talk with the Missus. We are so glad that you are here with us. As you know, this is a talk show that really birthed out of just everyday conversations, everyday discussions. And one day we said, these discussions are too rich, they're too weighty. We need to get a fly on the wall. And we decided to make that camera the fly on the wall, so that we'll be able to have these conversations, but have it, with an audience, and have you to be part of it. And it's really been a blessing. Different places that we go, we keep on being told, that your Mr. and Mrs. show. They always call it Mr. and Mrs. Literally, we could be anywhere. We could be in America, we could be in Europe, we could be in different places. We always get told.
Just everywhere.
Africa, yeah. We always get told that your Mr. and Mrs. show. I love it. So thank you for being part. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing also. Mr. right now is sharing, but it's so important. Why do we share? Because you just never know whose situation, whose question, whose query, whose dilemma is about to be answered through this conversation. So let's get in that business of sharing, because somebody somewhere needs this broadcast. So God bless you for being that great channel that brought forth the person's solution. So let's do that now. Let's share. And as always, let us know where you're tuning in from. If it's today's your first day, let us know that too. We would love to just greet you and be like, hey, welcome to Talk with the Missus. Thank you for being with us. So please do let us know where you're tuning in from and your name, and let's get the conversation started. In saying conversation, remember, this is actually a conversation. You're not just watching us talk only, you're part of the conversation. So whenever something comes to mind, whenever you have a question, whenever you have a comment, just type it out and send it, and we'll be able to read it, or it just adds to it. Or it's like another good ingredients, not the bad ingredients. Some soups you cook, you just say, hey, why did I put this here? But no, this is a good ingredient to this conversation. So,
and I mean, that we actually, take time to read the comments, questions, and discuss them, which is really good, because, we're not here to just talk to you. We want you to be part of the conversation, because we know that God has put something in you as well that is, impactful for this generation. So it's always a joy to have all of you joining in the conversation. And tonight is going to be great. So go ahead and send us your comments. Let us know, this is so person here. I'm joining in from so place. I would like to know where you're joining in from. And peradventure, this is your first time on the Talk with the Missus show, or Talk with the Missus broadcast. Also mention it. We'd like to give a proper shout out to those who are joining us for the first time. So, I'll give just a few more minutes, and then we are going to literally take it away.
Yes.
And really just get into the conversation. One of the devices that I share from, for some reason, I can get the platform to
share it properly. So you'll be our sharing arms.
Yes, today. Please. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you should help us do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. So while we're waiting, let me reach out to those that have said where they're tuning in from and their names already. Okay. So we have, what's going on with my mouse? We have Josephine. And she says, good evening, Pastor Moses and your family in Jesus Christ's name. Amen. Good evening to you also, Josephine. Josephine, I think you're tuning in from South Africa, but please remind me so that I can be sure.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. Favor says, welcome, Pastor. Yeah. Welcome to you too.
Good.
And Kolianoli says, hi, everyone. Nice to be here, joining from North London. Lovely. Beautiful. Thank you for joining in. Fene says, Fene is watching bestrelationshipprogram.com. Yeah, that's there we go. Yes. Okay. Antoinette says, good afternoon to you and your beautiful missus. Congratulations to you, missus, on the launch of your business. Yes. Thank you.
That was a beautiful thing that happened this week.
Yeah, this week, literally yesterday. Launched the hair care and skincare and home perfumery business. Yeah, so check it out if you haven't already. crownofglory.co.uk. Yes, I'm saying it. Yes. Sean Johnson says, good day, evening, my favorite couple. Beautiful as always. Thank you so much. Thank you. And Antoinette says that she's watching from Florida.
Great. Nice to have all of you. And we're glad that you're with us. Please do share and let's get as many people as possible in to be part of the conversation this evening. And, whilst we're at it, I'd like you to ensure to, be one of those who is also, contributing to the conversation. Mm-hmm. Today, I'm thinking of us discussing something. We're living in a time where when people are looking to get married or looking for spouse, people talk about list, make a list. So some people write a physical list, pen to paper. Mm-hmm. In this digital age. Others, maybe they write it on their phone because we're moving very quickly away from pen and paper to, which is a bit, we're moving away.
It has its place.
It has its place. It has its positives and negatives. Mm-hmm. And then some people who don't even write anything down make a mental list of,
kind of man,
yes,
kind of woman.
And I'm not here saying that there's anything wrong with making a list. I think a wish list, if you like, or a list of the kind of man or woman, is just basically setting standards, if you like.
Okay.
But what I want us to then look at today is, while it's okay to make that list, the kind of man that you want or the kind of woman that you want, although some of the lists are usually, some are awkward, some of the items on the list, some are unrealistic. No, it's true, because there's some of those lists, when you see them, you know that you can have a combination of all of these factors in one person.
In one person. Literally, I was going to say that. God would be like, look, I ain't even made this person yet. Yeah. And I'm not looking to make this person. So, sometimes it is literally unrealistic.
Yeah, so there's sometimes that the list is unrealistic because you can't have a combination of,
all the things.
Of all those things in one person.
Right.
But that aside, the question I really want us to address today is, whilst we all make lists, whether it's a list for the kind of man or it's a list for the kind of woman, let's say a lady is making a list. So I put a question from that angle, but we can treat it from both sides. Yeah. So the question is, the kind of men I want, would they want me?
Sorry. I was waiting for you to land, so you've landed. Okay.
Yeah.
The kind of guys that I want. Will they want me?
Would they want me?
Okay, because you're I'm assuming that you're making an assumption that most times people go for the best of the best of the best on their list. They put themselves as, I don't want a low or even medium, I want highest in everything.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you're probably not even a medium and potentially cannot even be a low. So would that high level guy want you in the condition that you are? Meanwhile, you'll be most times people will say, oh, he just manage me. I can be anything he wants me to be. No, a person that's a high level, let's say a businessman that is, highly educated, he's making the 6-figure salary and all this in whichever currency of the world, influential, and all of those things that you say you want. What kind of woman really would that kind of person want?
Yeah.
It's not going to be the one that is aspiring. Is the one that has accomplished something as well, because maybe accomplishments and, all those kind of things are the things that move them, or just knowing that somebody can have a vision and, follow it all the way through and achieve something great. Do you know what I mean? So they would want something a little bit, good for them. It could not totally equal, but close. So it's a good question. Would that kind of person want me?
So would that person want me? So maybe we can deal with the list.
All right.
First of all, so let's assume that we're speaking to people who are believers. So you'd have, I want a man who is, highly spiritual and very prayerful. So let's say that's the desire. I want a man who is highly spiritual. That's number one on the list. Because when it's Christians writing the list, for them to look spiritual, they like to make the number one.
They want to put the first one as the prayer one, so that you know that this came from a Christian.
Exactly. He has to be saved. He has to love God. He has to be highly spiritual. Have the fear of God. Highly prayerful. But
by prayer point 2 or 3, we'll really know who you are.
Exactly. By the time you start getting to point number 3 or 4, then you get to know what's really in their heart. But, they have to just put that there. Just to,
represent.
That's
I'm a Christian. Represent. It's like a name tag, or do you know what I mean?
Badge. But there's nothing bad with that, because. And they don't even if when they were preparing the list, even if they thought of that last, they will edit and just,
oh my God, how do you know people do this? I do this. I'll be like, my prayer point 6. Oh, I should have put that. Oh no, I can't put that all the way at 6. I got to put that number 1. Exactly. Oh my God. You know what? Anytime I'm gonna make a list now, I'm gonna remember this. I'm gonna make sure that the number 1 to represent my Christianity has to be Christian levels. Okay.
So let's say, So let's say a lady who is making a list. That's what she's written. The question then is, with the guy, a guy who is spiritual, who is prayerful. Would he want you at the level where you are? Maybe you're not prayerful. You can't even get up in the morning to spend 15 minutes, 15 minutes to pray.
Straight prayer. We're not even talking of singing.
No, not singing.
Reading
just
Bible.
Just pray for 15 minutes non-stop. You can wake up in the night to intercede, even if it's for 20 minutes or half an hour. You attend church when it's convenient for you. And you don't see it as a thing where I have to be there.
It's not do or die for you.
Yes, it's not do or die. You're not serving in any department in your church.
Yeah.
But you want a highly spiritual guy. You want
to do what with him?
Do you understand? The question is, will that kind of guy want you?
Yeah.
You know, what do we think? I'd like us to answer. I'm just picking one point in the list. And maybe tonight I'm going to pick a few other common points that people put on their list of the kind of guy that they want. Because they're trying to look at why is it okay to have that list. You know, I think that sometimes people need to ask, because sometimes people then end up blaming God. I don't know why it's not happening for me. I'm always meeting the wrong people. The wrong people are being attracted to me and all of that. Permit me and please forgive me. I don't mean to offend anybody. Could it be that the kind of people you are attracting,
attracting,
yes, that are coming to you, the kind of people you're attracting, could it be a picture of where you actually are? Yeah, could it be?
What if it's the same type of person over and over again?
Yeah, if it's the same kind of people that are what is drawing those kind of. I'm not saying to settle for those people,
right?
Yeah, because they may not be good.
Yeah,
and your standard may really be good standard, but you have not put yourself in the position, where people at that standard will be attracted to you.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm making any sense.
Yeah, you are,
in that. So, you know, so if I want someone who's highly spiritual and all of that, then at least I don't have to be as spiritual as they are.
Yeah.
I don't have to be as prayerful as they are. Yeah. There may be a preacher. I don't have to be a preacher for them to marry me, because they're not looking to marry another pastor or another evangelist. They're already preachers.
Right.
Yeah. But the minimum is that I'm sure that they would want to see that I have passion for God.
Yeah.
They would want to see that I have a drive towards God.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can't be wanting them because I'm just wanting somebody who we can put all the spiritual load of the family on while I'm just...
Yeah. Do you know what? What you're saying now, it makes sense, because let's say, even if it's on the flip reverse side, some guys literally target spiritual women.
Yeah.
So that the woman will be the one that will be praying in the night and doing all the different things.
I know
raising
she will be praying for me. She will raise the children in the fear of the Lord. But he has no fear of the Lord in him.
No fear of the Lord in him. No desire to get the fear of the Lord in him either. No. It's like he just wants a covering from the woman. And, you know, now vice versa, in that kind of regard, if a woman is intentionally going for a guy that she has no intention or no desire or no plan to level up herself, then maybe there's a problem, because you're gonna somehow get to the, because what would I say? The honeymoon stage, the lovey-dovey stage, the I want you stage doesn't last forever. So when it's like when the sun sets or what have you, when it's now all leveled, and you're now looking at the man is looking at the woman is looking at the man and saying, so what are we gonna do?
Yeah,
you know, that kind of stage.
What's
what are we really attracted to here, or what can we achieve together here? Because life and purpose is so important that when you're doing life with somebody, because you're married till death do you part, when you're doing life with somebody, it has to make sense. There has to be a level of I'm finding fulfillment, I'm finding joy, I'm finding peace, I'm finding all the different things that I should and could be finding in my spouse. It's not to say that your spouse is now the person that you idolize and I can't do nothing without my spouse. No, but there's a level of complement that you both bring to each other that is like, you now realize, wow, where have you been all my life? I didn't know that I was lonely. It's like when God made Adam, God saw that Adam was lonely. Adam was getting on with his life. He was like, okay, I got animals here, I'm commanding this here, I'm doing that there. It's God that says it's not good for man to be alone. It's not Adam. Adam didn't go to God in the cool of the day when he's having conversations with God before and saying, God, you know what? I like all these animals, but God, like, I can't really, it wasn't Adam. It was God. God saw that he needed that companionship. So then when God now put Adam in a deep sleep, Adam still didn't know. God now put him in a deep sleep. God now brought out a rib from him, made something that is compatible, comparable to him, now woke him up, now made the woman, brought the woman to him. It's Adam that now realized, whoa, this is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She should be called woman. Is he now realized that, wow, I didn't know that all this time I've been here in this Garden of Eden enjoying myself. I didn't know I was missing something. So it's the same thing in life. Before you now marry, you're thinking you're doing you, you're doing your business, you're doing your job, you're doing your different education, your career, this. You're thinking everything is all right. But by the time a woman now enters your life, there's a level of compliment that she's meant to bring to you that now upgrades your life, that you now realize the life I had before was okay for before, but now this the level, this is much shifted. Better. I've upgraded myself. So if a woman is now trying to enter into a man's life and there's no level of upgrade even in her, or no desire to upgrade herself, then what's she coming to do? Is it liability? So it's those kind of things that you have to understand, that this marriage of a thing is a lifetime commitment, and both people should be happy, both you and your spouse. So if you're intending to enter somebody's life to be a liability, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right either. I don't think even you yourself, in the initial joy of having the person carry everything and do everything will fade, because you will now realize that I can't have this person doing everything for me every time, this one every time, this one every time. There has to be a level of comparison or compatibility for it to work. That's what I think. What do you guys think?
Tell us what you think. So I mean, we've given that instance of, so it's good to have that desire. We've talked about the spirituality aspect. So I would expect that if you're a woman and you want a man that is spiritual, that love God, that is prayerful, that has a relationship with God, the minimum that you should be doing is, whilst your desire is there, I'm not saying go and erase that desire, but let that desire be an inspiration for you to upgrade yourself in your own work with God. And the beauty of that is that if you start upgrading yourself in your work with God, so you want a man that is spiritual, at least you start reading your Bible. Make it a routine, a discipline to read your Bible daily. And not just read it, obey it. Because spiritual people obey the word. So begin to obey the word. As you read it, practice it. Practice it. Then you are enhancing your spirituality. Pray. You may not pray like for 2 hours, like maybe the person can pray, but maybe you can hold up prayer for 20 minutes on your own. And so you upgrade yourself. And the beauty of that as well is that you would, if you're becoming spiritual, you would find yourself in the circle of spiritual people. And if you're in the circle of spiritual people, peradventure, because if you're hanging around spiritual people, you would form relationship with spiritual people. If you're hanging around carnal people, you're going to form relationship with carnal people. So all of those come into play. Or maybe somebody says, I want a guy who is at the top of their career. They are earning 6-figure salary. You're not earning 4-figure salary. How's that going to work? You want someone,
no salary.
Somebody who is earning hundreds of thousands of pounds or hundreds of thousands of dollars. You're not even earning 10. So the question is, how's that going to work? Now, I'm not saying that the rich marry the rich. I'm just saying, you know, if you are making a list of, you know, the kind of man you want and the caliber of woman that you want, at least start upgrading yourself. You may not be there, but let it be clear that you are on a journey there. Because that person didn't just wake up and, you know, they were not just born into that place. They walked their way.
Especially if they worked themselves
exactly
up.
If they walked their way up, it would be nice to see that maybe the journey they've made, you are making now. Do you understand? So if you're desiring that, let it not just be a desire just to leech on what someone else has already built. Let it be because, you know, this is real. You see that potential also in you, and maybe that person's joining with you will inspire you to come up there. It's just and you know, they will be attracted to you, and you're not how would you call it, subservient in the relationship.
There's not like a dominance person. Like a master and slave
and slave kind of relationship. So, you know, that's my view. I think maybe let's acknowledge some of those who have joined us in the conversation.
So let's do that. So James says, hi Pastor M. Oh, what's going on, Mike?
I'm gonna help you.
Thank you. Hi, Pastor M. Hi to you too, James. And then he says, hi, Pastor and Sister Chioma. God bless you, James.
God bless you, James.
Good to have you on board. Then Uyoyo says, beautiful people of God, greetings from my end. Yes. Greetings from our end to you too. Awesome. Then Chinwe says, good evening, Pastor Moses and Sister Chioma. Good evening to you too.
God bless you.
God bless you. Then Ngozi says, good evening, all joining from Hertfordshire. Oh, you're in Hertfordshire, Mom? Oh, lovely. Do tell. Okay. And then Bette Emmanuel, she says, good morning, Mama and Papa. Greetings from Shanghai, China.
Wow. It's good morning.
Good morning. We got China in the building. God bless you.
Bless you. I hope you enjoy yourself there.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. So if you're just joining us, we're just having conversation. The question we're dealing with is, you know, the kind of men I want, will they want me? And our foundation to this is basically the fact that people, you know, we're in the era where people make the list of the kind of man that they want, and in terms of list, you know, he has to be this, he has to be that, he has to be this, and he has to be that. And the question then we're asking is, as wonderful or good as that list may seem, you know, will somebody with those qualities listed, would they want you? What is it that you should then possess for somebody with those kind of quality to be attracted to you? Maybe that's we've been addressing some of that, and we'd like you to.
So let us know. What do you think?
So guys? Let's say a high achiever. A lady wants, you know, her desires to have a high achiever as a husband. You know, we don't know it all. I mean, there's some high achievers who just want a housewife who is not pushing for anything. But just say generally, when a man wants to, who is a high achiever, and he wants, look at how the Bible put it. The Lord made a woman comparable. That's how some translation put it. Comparable to Adam. So in other words, if you put Adam and the woman, you don't see her inferior to the man. So in that sense, if a lady wants a high achiever, what is it that the man will be looking for in the woman? A man who is a high achiever.
I mean, a man that's a high achiever, he's looking for a woman that's driven, that's self-driven, doesn't really need so much pushing before things get done. Somebody that's same thing, go-getter. She'll literally just wake up and go. It's not to say that she should now, let's say,
it's not a competition.
It's not a competition. Neither is it one that she doesn't consult him, or she doesn't value his opinion. Well, that's not the conversation we're having here. We're just talking about what kind of, let's say, dynamics a person that is a high achiever will have. But sometimes you have a woman, like you said, a man that will just want his wife, or the person that he will marry, to be somebody that's always with him, or you know, literally always with him. So she's devoted to him. Or maybe she's a housewife, you know, and she just understands that he is a highly driven person, and he's got meetings in Shanghai, or he's got meetings in Belgium, he's got meetings in, you know, all in 1 week, you know, and she's not now like, oh, where are you? Why are you going? Oh, there's she understands that this is him, and she's encouraging it, and
this is what I was driven to in the first place.
So I think it's the dynamics of you know, how comparable or compatible, or how fitting they are, because, you know, it says help meet. So she's somebody that just fits him. Just to say, we've got here Esther Kiki, and she says, good evening, Sarah. God bless you.
God bless
More
you,
grace, Sarah.
Esther.
God bless you. And we've also got Mrs. Sarah Sabo, who said amen.
God bless you. Thank you for joining in.
Yeah.
So let's say for a lady wants a man who is, because I'm just picking some things, common things like that, or, you know, wants a husband that is homely. Yeah. So you want a husband that is homely, then, but you, the woman, let's say the lady who wants this, she cannot cook.
My eyes just went.
How is the man going to be homely? The man is
okay.
homely.
Well, define the homely. Okay, you were about to say that.
Homely is that, okay, you know, it wants the man to always be around.
Okay, just always at home.
Not an out. You know, there's some people.
Indoor man.
An indoor man. That's what I mean.
Home
but you cannot cook. You're not tidy. In, you know. The whole place is upside down. Not to say that the man cannot cook, should not cook. That's not what I'm saying. And not to say that the man shouldn't help with cleaning. But this is your desire.
Are you encouraging this?
Yes. When you're drawing your list of the kind of man that you want a man who is homely, who is there for you and there for the children. Then you have to then start cultivating certain characteristics that would make your man
homely. Indeed.
It's true. But if you don't have that, you know, then how is that homely going to happen?
It's true.
At least start by tidying up. Maybe if you still live with your parents, let your room be the neatest one in that house.
Exactly.
That whenever your parents come in, they say, oh, you know, this is our daughter. You're always on it. You may not clean the whole house, and there's nothing wrong in cleaning the whole house, but let your room be, you know, clean. You should go out of your way sometimes to prepare the food for the family. Let everyone eat. You know, develop interest in the things that will make people want to be at home.
Do you know what? With this, what you're saying now, I'm just thinking of even things like conversations. Most times, communication is a big issue in marriages, and in relationships, misunderstandings and all of that. Okay, you want a person that communicates with you, but you don't communicate. Or when they are having conversations, you know, some people, you start having conversations with them. Conversation will start off, you know, mellow. Before you know it, everybody's shouting, you're pointing fingers, this. That person won't want to have a conversation with you again, you know? So is it that you don't know how to have a conversation and communicate in a mellow way? Even if you're upset or annoyed, you don't like start, you know, tantrums, slamming doors and, you know, throwing things and all of that. You can actually have a conversation, even a difficult conversation. You can still have one. So is those kind of things.
Make laugh out of it. Even when it's difficult. When people don't agree with your view and your opinion, You're not throwing tantrums. You still make laugh out of it, even though you're still making your point.
Yeah.
But the atmosphere is not suddenly tense. You have a way of, and then if you have that, you want a man who is homely.
Yeah.
Of course, he's going to be
at home.
Yeah, homely.
And talking with you.
Yeah, and talking with you.
Yeah.
But some people, oh, you know, I want a man who will talk with me, but you don't even talk. You're quiet.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not talking, everything.
Fine.
Fine.
How are you? Fine. How was your day? Fine.
Yes.
What did you do? Fine.
You understand?
I didn't ask you that. Oh, sorry. Yeah, nothing. Fine.
Yeah, fine. You're not gist. Is it gisting? You're not gisting with your parents.
Yeah.
You're not gisting with your siblings.
Yeah.
You're not suddenly going to start gisting with your husband or your wife.
It doesn't come overnight.
No.
Practice.
Yeah. So if and if you want someone who's homely, you want somebody, somebody I can, talk to and we can just have a laugh. Because I think sometimes people just draw this list out of what they've heard other people say and out of what sounds good and nice. Yeah. But you ask yourself, have I really prepared myself for this list? Because if I want someone, who we can just talk, we can just laugh and all of that, then I have to start talking to the people around me. No, my dad, my mom, my siblings, and laugh, have a laugh.
I want a happy life.
A happy life. Yeah. So it's all of those things, so that way you can actually attract the people with that. Otherwise, even if they come into your life, they're going to be pushed away because
it's just toxic somehow. It's not an easy life for them. Everything's like tense and hard. Nobody wants that. Nobody likes to be in a hard place. Imagine especially places like at work, if you have a tense office, every time you go to that office is tense. After a while, you're starting to look for a new job. But we're talking about marriage here, where you can't be looking for a new anything. So it's a thing where the person now looks for a new place of peace or a new corner of peace. That's why the Bible talks about if a man has a quarreling wife, it's better for him to be at the rooftop with water dripping on his head than to be in the room with the quarreling wife. So there's a level of peace that a man gets even from an annoying thing of water dripping on their head than they get from a quarreling wife. So it's a thing of what kind of environment am I making? What am I actually contributing here? Am I a peace contributor, or am I a Cold War contributor, or am I a quarrel contributor? Like, what am I contributing? So because you can't give, or you can't get what you haven't given. Yeah.
And that's so true. And I think that, I would say that when you make your list, if you've already made your list, go and visit that list. And I'm not saying erase anything from the list. No. That's not what the conversation is about.
Unless the Lord leads you.
You said?
I said unless the Lord leads you.
Unless the Lord leads you, yeah. Unless the Lord leads you. Maybe there's something there in that list that really shouldn't be there. Then feel free to erase it. But if everything in the list is legit, and needs to be there, I think the question you really need to be asking yourself is, how have I qualified myself for this?
Yeah.
There are a lot of job roles, even in places where people say, oh, there are no jobs, there are no jobs. If you go on the net, there's a lot of job advert. The reason you say there's no job is that you're not qualified for the jobs that are there.
Yeah.
You're not qualified for them.
It's true.
There are certain qualifications that you would have. You would not be looking for a job. Jobs will be looking for you.
It's true. Same thing in marriage.
Yes, you would literally be head-hunted for the jobs. And the firms will be competing for you. You would have to be the one saying, oh, if you can match this, then I will take this. And no joke.
It's true.
Yeah? But then in other brackets, you'll be competing with others for a particular job. So when you draw your list, you have to ask yourself, and just be honest with yourself, how am I qualifying myself for this that I have on my list? How am I qualifying myself for these things? And that would probably lead you to make another list, which is probably to-do list to qualify. No, it's true.
Yeah.
To-do list. It may just be the way you talk.
Yeah. Maybe
you are not a confident talker. I want a man who is confident and all of that. But every time you talk,
yeah. Or you're talking under your breath. Or when you're talking, you're like shaking.
Do you understand? And a man who is confident, who has that aura that you desire, is probably going to be standing before people in high places. And he doesn't want his wife
to now be the one
that is like, when they say, oh, hello, madam. Shaking. No, he wouldn't want that. So how am I, and I'm being very practical here.
Very practical.
How am I qualifying myself? And it may be you may have to go and train yourself. And thank God there are a lot of things on YouTube that you can go and train yourself on how
to carry
presence, your posture when you're before people, your posture when you speak to assume confidence, some mannerisms in your words. Maybe you always have it's just some how to erase that.
No, it's true, because there was I'll say but there was a time where Gordon Brown, for those that know politics and all this stuff, sorry guys, I studied politics and then I went on to do law and all of that. So anyway, it's deep rooted. So there was a time that Gordon Brown, he was so much wanting to be the prime minister of this country. At the time, it was Tony Blair that was the prime minister, and he was the chancellor of the exchequer. That was not enough for him. He wanted to be the prime minister, and at that time there was like Blairites versus Brownites. It was like a massive clash, to the point that Tony Blair now had to basically step back and retire from being the prime minister and allow Gordon Brown to now step in to become the prime minister. But Gordon Brown had a speech impediment. Many people don't know, but he had a speech impediment where if you go and like Google him and just look at any of his speeches, he had to get somebody like a speech and language therapist that would now help him there's like a silent sound that he makes, but he had to find a way to not stammer it, because he used to like stammer a little bit. So he then had to find a way to open his mouth in a certain way and then speak. It's the same thing with the king. What's his name? Is it King George? George, something like that.
It was,
the Queen's father. The King's Speech. That movie. Yes. The Queen that just died. The father. Her father had a speech problem. He was not actually meant to be the person that rises to the heir. He was not the heir to the throne. It was his brother. But his brother wanted to marry an American divorcee, and basically abdicated, left the throne for the brother, and the brother stepped up and now became the king. But he was never trained to be the king. He was the second born, so it was never in line for him. But he now had to rise to it, but he had the speech issue, so he had to go through training for it as well. So like you're saying, there are things that you can train for. It may not be the thing that you wanted to do, but it's part of where you're going.
Because
you need.
You've made a list and you're trying to position yourself to qualify for that list. And is very important. I need to read some of the comments.
Yes, please.
So we've got Mwingi.
Okay. Where are we at? Can't see this comment. Okay. Mwingi says, greetings to you, Pastor Moses, Sister Chioma. Come in from Essex. Woo!
All right.
Yes.
And then let's read that. She said,
and then say, God bless you and for the wise nuggets and soft blows. Let's get an ice pack. You'll be fine.
And then we have Fene who said,
yeah, it says, in my opinion, think about it in this direction. If you have a child, will you pray for the child to get married to someone like you?
That's a very big question. And I always ask that question.
Yeah.
That every man needs to ask themselves, will I want my daughter to marry a man who is just like me?
Yeah. Because somehow you're modeling that, and that's what they see.
Would I say, can I go to God and say, oh God, please, when it's time for my daughter to marry, give her a man that is just like me? And then you ask the question in the other way, will my daughter want to marry a man that is just like me? Then mothers also, same thing. Would I want my sons to marry a woman that is just like me, and their wives to treat them just the way I treated my own husband? Would I want that? And that, I think if people start asking themselves those questions, then it would help people to make the needed adjustments that they need to be the example that they're supposed to be.
Yeah, because you know when you're wrong.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You know, you just that sometimes pride, or you just want to show them, or you want to be right, or you want to prove one thing or the other. But at the end of the day, at what expense? Yeah. At what expense? You're not even happy. You're doing all these things. You're personally not even happy. Yes. What if something happens to you or the spouse, in the midst of that issue? It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. All right. Be the example of the kind of person you want to get married to.
Be the example
of the kind of
person you want to get married to.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And then we've got Mwinge, who has said,
he who desires friends must show themselves friendly.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Exactly. And then Phoenix continues, says, so many people want their chickens to give birth to lion. How?
Yeah.
You will surely attract your kind, because the people you are wishing for are also wishing. It's true.
Yeah.
Everybody has their list.
That's it. That's it.
It's true.
So would you make it to those people's list?
Or discounted, disqualified. It's not even part of
that's the thing. Yeah. Would you make it to their list? The chicken cannot give birth to a lion. And let me say this, because I think that this also may account for the reason why not everybody, but some people, why they have not been married. Because they keep discounting the people that come to them, because in their estimation,
it's not my caliber.
It's not my caliber. They've made a list, and that list is there. But there is nobody to actually, help them understand that the list you have made of the kind of people that you want, those people have their list, and your kind of person does not make it into that list.
That's why we're all still chasing. One person is chasing A, is chasing B, B is chasing C, D is C.
Because A. Because everybody's looking for everybody's looking for an upgrade.
Yeah.
An upgrade to, so maybe like they have Pro Mass and all. Pro, and then they have Pro Mass. So maybe you are not even in the Pro level.
You're just that you got a phone,
but your list is a Pro Mass list. And Pro Mass is got its own list. So it's a thing where, and nothing says that you can't upgrade yourself to that level. But make yourself the list that you have written. Make yourself
the list you have written.
Make yourself that list.
Yeah, the comparable.
Exactly.
I've made a helper comparable.
Comparable. Yeah.
Make yourself.
You make yourself comparable to that list.
Yeah.
If you make yourself comparable to that list, then you know,
cannot be ignored.
Yes, you can be ignored by people who actually that list defines or describes.
Yeah.
And I think that in itself is very important.
Yeah.
That is very important, because do you find yourself in the top room? You want someone from the top room. Do you find yourself in that top room?
Yeah.
Are you invited into that bracket? Do you have opportunity with those who are in that bracket?
Yeah.
What is it that will qualify you to stand in that so that you can even be noticed?
Yeah. And I think as well,
because
let's say the comparable nature, you now marry, you're actually comparable at the beginning.
Yeah.
Within the marriage.
Yeah.
Sometimes, not even sometimes, life is from glory to glory. So you are actually meant to be going higher and higher. But sometimes one spouse is going, higher, and the other one is still there.
It's just stagnant.
Yeah. So it's important to, as you're seeing, as any level of the spouse, whether it's the man or the woman, the husband or the wife are making progress, both be carrying each other along so that you can make progress together, and be happy to actually be, to upgrade yourself, because
grow
because you don't want to get to a stage where the man has risen so high and he looks down and be like, why are you still down there? Or
the woman has risen.
Or the woman has risen
and the man is down there,
and they're looking and they're like, look, we don't get along anymore. There's nothing we don't have anything in common anymore, and all this, because he's upgraded.
Yeah.
And you see this a lot, especially like in the world, in let's say celebrities. You're not, obviously your marriage is not a celebrity marriage anyway. It's a kingdom marriage, but you see those examples. So it's important that when you see such examples, you learn from other people's errors or other people's mistakes, that this person divorced his wife, or this woman divorced her husband because the man, or they're no longer at the same level. Not to say that you're now, I got to do everything. I got to do everything to rise.
It's not a competition. But
make a conscious effort.
Grow. Stagnant water smells. I'm almost tempted to say, keep your list, but grow into it.
Yeah.
Grow into it. Don't be stuck. Yeah. And we can all improve. Yeah. We can all improve ourselves. Sometimes I sit down and I watch the messages that I've preached, and I think, okay, it's blessed people. Yeah. I know that it's blessed me. It's been inspired. It's a word from God. Yeah. But I'm also looking at it and I'm asking myself, how can I present things better, that it can be more impactful? Yeah. How can I cut things out? Because sometimes maybe, and make it more, every part of it more punchy.
Yeah.
More impactful.
Blow.
Yeah, and not just what do you understand? Yeah. So sometimes I deliberately just watch it, listen to it, so I can listen to it to be blessed. I listen to it also to critique it to help me to improve. So you grow, into what you desire to see happen. Amen. Okay. I think it was PA who said, yes, you're right. I think when you were talking about Gordon Brown and all of that analysis, I think that's when that comment came in. Yeah. And then we have a Beta who is in China who said, it's okay to have a list, but allow God to interrupt that list so his perfect will be done in your life. And that's so true. Yeah. That's so true. Yeah. Your list must be, I think that's where we're going to be wrapping the conversation up today. Your list must be subject to God's will.
Yes.
your list must, I'm not saying may, must be subject to God's will.
I think that's even like how the two of us got together.
Yes.
If that was,
you have to subject that list to God's will, because no matter how wonderful your list may look, God knows what's best for you.
Yes.
And when I say God knows what's best for you, it is not because God knows what's best for you. You may know what's best for you today. Right now.
What you think is good for you.
What you think is good for you. And maybe it's actually good for you right now.
Yeah.
But it may not be good for you in 10 years' time.
Yep.
Do you understand?
May not be good for your lineage.
May not be good for your lineage. So God knows. Well, some people don't care about their lineage. They're like, well, I've lived my life. It's left to them to deal with their lives. Yeah. So let's say you don't even care about that. You just care about your life.
Me, myself, and I. Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. And the next generation will deal with theirs. I've had to deal with mine. So, but you know what is good for you right now. Yeah. But you don't, because you don't know tomorrow. You don't know the events that would happen in 10 years' time. You don't know. But God knows. So when God chooses and you allow his will to override your list, he's put into consideration your lifetime.
Yeah.
And he knows the things that would happen in 5 years' time, in 10 years' time, and who will be able to stand with you, be able to support you and grow with you and walk through them, whether they be pleasant things or unpleasant things and all. So all of that comes into play. So no matter what your list is, you must subject it to God. And that is where you would find that sometimes you may have what human being, quote unquote, may consider a mismatch. Yeah, because you've got this list. So let's say you are a high flyer and you've got a list for high flyer, blah, 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 blah. But God says, I've got someone in the cave of Adullam. Yeah. So it's like, oh God, why are you leading me? Why can't you be leading me to this cave man or this cave woman? You know, she's not even polished. She's not at my level. God said, that's my will for you. Go and marry that person. Because all the polish you are thinking about, God will polish them so nicely. They will even be better than, and you will have to. So in the eyes of people, and even maybe in your own eyes, it may be a mismatch at that moment. I'm not saying that every time it's God's will is a mismatch. No. Well, physically, God's will is the perfect match.
It's a perfect match.
In the eyes of some human beings, some of it may look like a mismatch.
You went for him. You went for her.
Do you understand? But ultimately, you would see the benefit of it. Yeah, I think those are my final words. Yeah, I'm gonna let you.
Okay. My final words is yes, it's good to have a list. Yes, it's also good to be realistic within yourself. You know, people can lie to you, you can lie to people, but you can't lie to yourself. You know, and you will know the truth about you, what you are actually able to do and what you're not able to do. So I'm just seeing this comment from somebody here. It's from Ekata. Says, you guys did not practice before you come on stage. You came on stage. No, we don't. We
don't practice. Yeah, we just talk.
It's a conversation.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what the topic is. We don't. Yeah, this is not a practice run or scripted.
No,
it's a very much unscripted conversation where we're flowing in the Holy Ghost,
exactly,
and to be able to bless people.
It's not a pride. Yeah. We have basically, I think maybe it's your first time.
Yes. And thank you for joining.
Thank you for joining. We appreciate you. Edwin Ekato. God bless you. Yeah, we usually just come on to have, and we do say that our audience, you know, people know that unscripted conversation, and we just talk about and let people also impute in the conversation.
Yeah, because it's so important, you know, to be able to have places, platforms where you can have godly minded conversations. that are driven by God's standard and not just an agenda. I'm trying to get you to buy this, sell this one, that. No, we're just speaking our minds. But in terms of my last comments, is yes, have a list. God gave you desires for a reason. There's nothing wrong with a desire, but just know that you should also be desired. You should also be desired. So there's something in you that needs to, in case it's dormant right now, just dust it off and build yourself up. There's something valuable in you that somebody should also admire and should also want. Don't put yourself down. Don't keep yourself down also, because sometimes you're just so relaxed in the comfort zone of being comfortable that you're not allowing yourself to grow, and you're hindering yourself and your future self from being happy and living a fulfilled life. So it's important that you also become desirable. And the way that can happen is by you building yourself up. Be the person that somebody else wants, not just manages. That's my final words.
Be the person that somebody else wants. And there's a comment someone put there. They've said that some people find it to believe this, but it's so true. Some people make a list of the person they want, and they want a list of a man who doesn't have a mother, whose mother is no longer alive, because they don't want a mother-in-law.
So you raise mother-in-law.
Yeah. So
it's a big error.
Yeah, it's a big error, and I think that speaks a lot.
You don't know what you're missing out.
Of the person's heart as well.
Yes.
When you make a list of the kind of man that you want to marry, and one of the items is, I don't want a man whose mother is alive. I want a man who doesn't have a mother, because I don't want to have to deal with any mother-in-law.
I remember going to a function. It's crazy. I remember going to a function before I was married, but when I knew, or just, I don't know actually, but before I was married, I don't know whether I knew that I was gonna get married to my husband. But I went to a function one time, and it was summer, so it was outside, and there was like church or Christian people that were talking, and I was overhearing the conversation, entering a little bit, come out, and then just thought, this conversation, it gets it be. So I just stayed out of it. But the conversation, I remember the woman, she was championing like, oh, all these people that have mother-in-laws, trust me, all these mother-in-law, just really talking bad about mother-in-laws. And I thought, this is a married woman, and I thought to myself, what? I was so confused, because my upbringing was a joyful one. It wasn't, I didn't have issues. I didn't see my mum have issues with mother-in-law. I didn't see my mum give issues to daughter-in-law. So I didn't see any of that at all. So at this time of this conversation, my own mum had already passed away. And if I knew that it was going to be my husband, I would have known that he has a mum and I'll have a mother-in-law. But I never took it to myself that I never just allowed whatever they were saying to sink. I just thought that this person has a problem. I didn't see it as this is an issue that I should be concerned about. I just saw this person has a problem. So I think sometimes we need to be so sure not to allow other people's negativity or other people's mindsets to now,
and even what they've experienced,
our own mindset. I mean, people
believe God for the best.
Believe God for the best. And honestly, when we married, and I now had my mother-in-law, even before she became a mother-in-law, I think like the Christmas or so before, or two, I don't know. I remember giving her like a Christmas card and stuff, and I was like, oh, just take me as Ruth, and I will take you as my Naomi. So I always saw it as, this is somebody to learn from. The people that have gone beyond you, they've gone before you, they've got experiences that you will never know, and you can never know. There's some certain things, like for our generation, tape cassette. My children, they would never even understand what's a tape. What do you mean by tape cassette or VHS? What are you talking about? So there's certain things that you will just not know because of the generation that they're in. And there's also, because she's the mother of my husband, I have to obviously give her a level of respect and honor, because I saw my husband as somebody worthy to be with because of the way she brought him up.
Yeah.
So there's something that she's done.
Yeah, she's raised the man so well.
Yeah, she's raised this man for me.
Yeah,
I should honor that. What's the issue here? Yeah. So it's a mindset change that is needed. Maybe a total rehabilitation, or realigning of understanding of who a mother-in-law is, and not allowing the worldly standard or the demonic agendas that are against family to now fuel into your mindset, so much so that it now influences the way you have brought yourself to battle.
Yeah, and then
before you've even entered
making a
the
list
marriage.
That it's like wishing the man that you're going to be with, wishing their mother dead.
That's crazy.
Yes, there are a few.
There's some
there's some
bad
mother-in-laws out there. Yes, there's no but why are you expecting the bad one? You can have the good one. Yeah, you can, and you should desire that and enjoy the relationship that brings, because one day you are also going to be a mother-in-law, and
one day
how would you feel if because you get married? Maybe by the time your
daughter-in-law is wishing you dead.
No. Think about it. You get married, and you have your first child in your first year of marriage. And at 25, that boy, he's very focused. He's done his school. He's working, and he said, "Look, I want to marry." At 25, and the lady who wants to be with him has been praying that God should kill the mother-in-law of the man that you married. That means the person is saying that you should only be in your marriage for 25 years. That's what it means. Because by the time that your son is 25 years, you are supposed to be dead, so that your son can marry a lady that does not want a mother-in-law. Think about that. That means from the day you get married, you have only 25 more years to be alive. But there are people who celebrate 50 years of marriage. So I think don't put yourself in that cycle of negativity. It's not worth it. All right, people, we're going to wrap up. I'm going to let the missus, because you did your launch of your business. So I'm going to give you a few minutes to just tell the people what you've been up to with your business, Crown of Glory. And, maybe we can share also with them the link of your website for those who may want to visit. But what's Crown of Glory? What do you do? Just quickly.
Crown of Glory is an amazing beauty brand where we have exclusive, beautiful, premium products that are well crafted with natural ingredients. It's so important, guys, to know what you're putting in your body, especially these days where knowledge is so vastly available, that you now realize that a lot of cosmetic brands or companies are really putting people in health challenges because of the ingredients that they're putting into their products, not because they didn't know, but because they intentionally do that so that people can keep coming back, and they probably put the prices down so that people can keep coming back. But Crown of Glory is a great solution. We offer beautiful, well-crafted hair solution products. So hair butters, even for thinning hair, balding hair, alopecia issues, different kind of issues, or just the everyday, your hair's fine, is normal, but you just want something really beautiful on there to elevate it. So we've got something for you. Then we also have a skincare line, which is still in the factory. So watch this space on that. But within that, you're going to have lots of beautiful body butters, as well as scrubs and so forth, to really beautify your skin. And also we have fantastic, opulent beautiful smelling fragrances for your home. It's literally home perfumes, where you're coming into your home and you feel like you've entered a spa, or you've entered, you know, those really high-end department stores where they have some very beautiful smells. That's what we're talking about. So we have that as a reed diffuser, and we also have it as a room spray. So we're spritzing beautiful smells and aromas in your home. So check it out, crownofglory.co.uk. I'm sure you're going to find something there for you. You're going to find something there for your child. You're going to find something there for your king, because we've got men stuff there as well. Beard balm and hair balm. So something for everyone. Check it out.
Okay.
Support.
So, like we've got Beta in China.
Yes.
And you're in the UK. If she wants it in China, can she get it?
She can get it.
So people
Thank
can
you
get
for reminding me.
Anyway.
It can be shipped worldwide. So go on there and just do it. I don't even need to be part of the. You don't need to call. You don't need to do anything. Just go on the website. Everything's there.
So it's all e-commerce, literally,
and it gets to you.
So if someone goes on your site, they can order from anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
And they will get the product.
Yes.
Yeah. Regardless of where they are.
Yeah. And it will be in there in your own currency. You can purchase it from your own.
Okay.
Payment.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's in your own currency.
So you can pay in your own country currency.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Great. All right. Thank you guys for being with us. Remember.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Remember that we are going to be back tomorrow morning for the Anzan Prevail platform. Yeah. The missus will be with me as it's Friday morning. And this week, we're praying on nothing missing, nothing lacking, everything working for me. It's been a powerful, wonderful week of intercession. So join us 6 a.m. UK time tomorrow morning. And Prayer Fest is on its way. I mean, we're literally, by tomorrow, it will be exactly 1 month to Prayer Fest. Starting on the 26th of May to the 2nd of June. You don't want to miss it. Prayer Fest is a mountain of encounter. Yeah. And when we say those words, we don't say them carelessly, because we have seen God do great and mighty things through Prayer Fest. A 1 week long program, Sunday to Sunday, the 2 Sundays, so the starting Sunday and the closing Sunday, 10 a.m. And then Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. every morning, and then 7 p.m. in the evenings. Always a great time. And this year, our theme is Greater Glory. And we know God will deliver that for us in Jesus' name. Amen. I appreciate all of you for joining us this evening. I'm sure I'm not missing anything. I'll subscribe to our YouTube channel, our FMC TV YouTube channel. Maybe you're watching from there right now. Click on the subscribe button. Even if you're not watching from there, go there and click the subscribe button. Also subscribe to our second YouTube channel, which is Pastor Moses GCF. Click the subscribe button and remember to click the notification bells so that whenever we're live, you are one of the first to know. Follow us on Facebook. It's also Pastor Moses GCF, and the second one is FMC Online. All social media pages, we are there. So follow us. God bless you. We love you guys. And I think we've covered everything. Yes. So make your list, but grow up to your list. But whilst you're pursuing your list, let the will of God be able to interrupt that list. Until next time, in 2 weeks' time, we'll be back here for this same program, same time. But until then, this is where we say